Okay, so they wrapped something around my neck, right? These aren't the folds of my neck because I could show you. It goes all the way around my neck. It digs into my skin right here, but this thing wraps around my neck. You can see it continues to wrap around my fucking neck, my entire head, and it's digging into my neck right here. And it wraps around my neck like this. So, see how it goes into my neck? They tied it into my neck right here. And right here. Right here. And they wrapped it around my neck twice. Because I got that. And then I got that. And this is Israel doing this to me. This is the Mossad. This is fucking Israel. The Jews are fucking doing this to me. And they cut my face. Right here. Oh, they just showed me they're around my waist too. They were just digging into my hips. So I guess whatever's wrapped around my neck is also wrapped around my waist. Which is wonderful because they turn this thing on and it will fucking cut you. So like I'm gonna get my head cut off. Wow. Fuck you, Jew. Fuck you, Jew. I just wanted to show you that this isn't folds in my neck like everybody thinks it is. That's what it seems to be. Ariel, can you ask that, please?
Your brother?
No, I'm just making a video.
What?
I'm just making a video. Constant surveillance. They're violating my tenant rights. They're violating my human rights. They're violating my charter. And this is the military that's doing this with the help of the CIA and the mafia, and the police are covering this all up. The police are covering this up. They cover up the crimes being committed by the mafia. They cover up the crimes being committed by the military, because they both work together. And they're covering up the crimes that their fellow fucking coworkers are fucking committing as well too, because they act as a mafia. No wonder they act as a mafia. I see now why the police act as a mafia. They are a mafia. They work with the mafia. And that's some serious fucking level of corruption. Which is why I can't make a statement or anything. Even though I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm going through. And there's nothing I can do about it because they're in my apartment, violating my tenant rights. And this is my landlord doing this to me. Pure fucking torture. They wrapped their fucking wires, they put it up my nose and brought it around my mouth and tied it into my like in between my nostrils right here. So they're gonna pull on that. It's gonna cut everything. It's gonna cut everything. And it's going down my throat. They already opened up my throat right here. Right here on the inside of my throat. And shoved something in my neck. And police get to conveniently label this as a mental health issue. It's not a mental health issue. This is a charter violation that they want to cover up. They don't want Canadians to know that, one, we've been stripped of privacy. All of us have been stripped of privacy with the remote neural surveillance network. Their neural surveillance is so sophisticated, they can see through your eyes. They can see what you see. They can hear what you hear. That's how good the neural surveillance system, and they can see everything that you think. Now, I've been communicating to my perpetrators via synthetic telepathy because they're operating a BCI, a brain-to-computer interface, which is their living room TV. Because they've been watching me for 6 straight years now. Every day, 24/7, nonstop. It's all they do. It's made me wonder if I'm dealing with AI. Ariel, give me that smoke, please. You gotta stop doing this to me, man.
Okay.
Seriously, stop doing this to me. I'm supposed to give him a half. She gives me kills every fucking time. Anyways, getting off topic. Where was I? Okay, so yeah. The police are covering this up. Because they get to Pontius Pilate this. This is all being run by Israel. This was all developed in Israel, the targeted individual program, and all this invisible shit, this microscopic invisible shit, also developed in Israel. They have microscopic wires that stretch, that can cut you, that have been cutting me up, that are completely invisible. Cloaked, like Harry Potter's blanket, fuck. They're showing me that their fucking wires are in my mouth. They're tightening this. My nasal out of my mouth back into my nasal. Like they kind of like looped it around. So it's a form of control. It's a form of slavery. They don't give a fuck about human rights. They don't give a fuck about anybody's charter. We've all been stripped of our charters. They just don't want you to know it. And that's the thing. None of us have privacy. Their neural surveillance network is so sophisticated, they don't need cameras. It's all on our cell phones anyways. Our cell phones are reading our minds along with 5G internet. That's what's hidden behind 5G internet. Is these vibrations and frequencies that they shoot you with that enable them to see everything you think. And like this technology that they have is so lightweight, you don't even feel you're connected to it. It's taken me years to realize what exactly I'm dealing with. I didn't know what was going on at first. It was all invisible. I could feel these things happening to me. I'm just like, this is fucking impossible. You'd think it was impossible, but if it wasn't for Ariel smoking in my apartment all day long, I wouldn't have noticed the stains on my ceiling. You can just see the distinct lines. That's a machine. That's an entire fucking machine. An operating machine, too, because they've been operating on my fucking body surgically. And they've been using classified medical fucking technology to put inside my body and play with my fucking organs like they did yesterday. They could reach into my body and grab my heart, which is what they did. They can reach into my body and grab my stomach and move it up and down like they did. And then they grabbed my liver and started jiggling it. So they demonstrated to me that they could just reach into my body, wherever in my body, because they have me wrapped in this shit. They put this shit in my body. Like these, like imagine like a gel, an invisible gel. That's what they put my body in. That's what they've been wrapping me, like putting into my body, like forcing it into my body, forcing it out my leg, putting it in my armpit, attaching it to my back, and they twisted it into my body, and it's awful. And I know my landlord's doing this to me. This is a mafia-owned building. I live in a mafia-owned building. The mafia is doing this with the help of the military and the police. They're all working together. This is what a COINTELPRO looks like. Fuck. It's unfucking believable. It's wild. But here I am dying at the hands of the fucking CIA. At the hands of the Mossad, but more like it, because I dealt with the Jewish mafia, Don. I've seen the Mossad operate. I've seen IDF operate. I've seen soldiers in plain clothes. I've seen police officers in plain clothes. And then I see mafia, all gang stalking me. All gang stalking me. Because that's who makes up the gang stalkers. Everybody's complaining about on the internet. And they're gaslighting the medical community by protocoling them into treating gang stalking as a mental health issue when they know damn well it's not a mental health issue. They're gaslighting the medical community so we don't get any help. So nobody takes us seriously and just thinks it's a mental health issue, which I've continuously tried to explain to my doctor. It's not a mental health issue. This is voice-to-skull technology, along with neural surveillance that's very sophisticated, that nobody could ever imagine being able to sit into somebody else's head and their thoughts with them and then subject them to MK Ultra. I'm still fine. I should have been broken by now. I should have snapped. And this is the thing. They're responsible for every single mass shooting. They're responsible for every single mass stabbing. They're responsible for every mass casualty event. They're responsible for it. They tout that they can prevent it when they are in fact causing it with their neural surveillance, their voice-to-skull technology, and assigning perpetrators to targeted individuals. This is what they don't tell you about targeted individuals. They're going to kill you. They're going to kill your whole family. They're going to go after your whole family. And this is the government which employs the mafia. Because that's all the CIA is. That's all the Mossad is. That's all CSIS is. It's all fucking MI6 is mafia. They run all the criminal organizations. And if they don't run them, then they will fucking get them to fucking work for them, or they'll kill them all off. Which is what we've been seeing in Toronto for the last 10, 15 years now. They've been doing this for at least 20, 25. From what I've gathered, this 5G stuff, it all started back in 1995 when Microsoft came out too. Because your computer is reading your mind as well. Your internet is reading your mind. Your internet is providing police with like an insane amount of detail of your place. And it's violating your privacy. We don't have any. We're supposed to have chartered rights to privacy, but we've all been stripped of it. Now, they've been trying to change their laws to accommodate that. And this is why you see Jewish Israeli billionaires saying that they need to get rid of free speech, that free speech should be curtailed. They're trying to take away our rights. They're trying to enslave us. They're trying to make us transhuman, because that's what I am. They made me transhuman. With all the things that they put in my brain and in my body, it made me transhuman. I'm connected to their neural network, but the only thing from what I've gathered is this building is a fusion center. They have people watching what everybody's thinking, and then they communicate to other people what they're thinking, what they're seeing in the other person's head. And they're relaying this all to the mafia. Because it's the mafia that's running this whole fucking shit show. And the police work for the mafia. Same thing with the military. The military works hand in hand with the mafia as well, too. That's why I see soldiers gang stalking along mafioso. And they're the biggest drug dealers. All the cops are doing is taking out the competition. All these drug busts that the police are doing is directly taking out the competition of the CIA. That's why they're always black and brown. You'll never see white people getting busted. Absolutely absurd. And they don't want anybody to know this. But because I'm a targeted individual, I get to experience it myself. I get to live through it. I get to deal with the most serious amount of corruption. And now I fully understand why people or countries go through revolutions. It's to kick out the mafia. It's to kick out the mafia, the military, the American military-industrial complex, because they're fully integrated into that. And they're fully integrated within the police, and they're fully integrated within the fucking military. And the unions. They're trying to gain control over everything. They have an obsession with control, which is what they've been trying to do to me. They're telling me to leave Toronto, run away, run away, run away. Where am I going to run to? Why the fuck would I run? Like, this is supposed to be my home. I'm supposed to have tenant rights. I'm supposed to be safe in here, but I'm not. Because they're violating my landlord is violating my tenant rights. My landlord seems to be the CIA. Police know exactly what's going on in this building. They know what's going on in every single unit in this building. They know exactly what goes on. Because they're nearly monitoring everybody. And if they're not, they come in, stick you with their technology, and connect you to their neural network, and then they see everything you think. Stripping you of all privacy. Violating your charter. This is why I'm filing a lawsuit against the federal government. Because they protocoled the healthcare industry into treating gang stalking as a mental health issue when that's not the case at all. Gang stalking is by 3 groups of people. The military, the mafia, and the police. Those are the gang stalkers. And they have a whole fucking network of people where they just... They made that study. It was like fucking 70 or 80% of people would be willing to break the law if an authoritarian figure told them to. So they're corrupting everybody, getting them to turn on their neighbors, getting coworkers to turn on coworkers. The divide and conquer tactic. They divide everybody up. And they're trying to keep us divided. And they're trying to keep the white population divided from everybody else, too. That's why you see all this racist shit. And it's the military, the American military-industrial complex, the Israeli military-industrial complex. They're joined at the hip. They are pumping out so much fucking racist propaganda. It's unfucking believable. And this is all being led by Israel. By a bunch of Jews. By a bunch of genocidal Zionists, baby killer fucks that won't stop killing babies. They won't stop sacrificing children to their God every day. Every day. And have been for the last 2 fucking years. Sacrificing children to their God. And this is what they're doing. They're running the targeted individual program. So not only do I have to file a lawsuit against the federal government for covering this up, for being complicit and allowing this, I got to file a lawsuit against the police for not listening to me and for violating my charter as well. And for labeling this as a mental health issue when they know damn well, they told me this stuff stretches. Don't worry, it stretches. Because I called when they first stuck it in my tongue. I called them for an ambulance because I'm feeling this going into my body, into my tongue, down my throat. That's why I still have this thing. Right there. They stuck it right there and into my body. But the cops said, don't worry, it stretches. Don't worry, it stretches. What? I'm in a bubble. That's what it is. And I have a pulley system on my back. I have an entire machine on my back and on my body. And I have these sacks that can constrict like a boa constrictor and fucking squeeze the fucking shit out of me. Making me feel like I'm gonna blow up. Unfucking believable. This is a very sophisticated military operation. They're targeting their own citizens. American military is operating on Canadian soil independently from what I've gathered. Independently from everybody, so they're allowed to run around. And get this, Justin Trudeau changed our laws so American military and law enforcement wouldn't be charged if they killed a Canadian. They're exempt from Canadian law. And they're killing Canadians. They're torturing Canadians like they've been torturing me since the day I moved into this fucking place. The corruption is unreal. My life is worth a lot more than this. Someone was screaming. I guess they're mad at me for doing this because they're above me and below me. They keep the units above me and below me empty. So they can torture me. So they can spy on me. So they can strip me of my charter, strip me of my tenant rights, and strip me of my human rights. Which are a joke. It's a joke. Human rights are a joke. It's just a suggestion. It's just a suggestion for all the poor countries to adhere to and not rise up against the Jewish overlords. Because Jews want to control everything, and that's what they're moving towards doing. Controlling everything. Not only that, but stealing all the land that they want. They're burning down Argentina as we speak. They got operations going on in Argentina, and Thailand, and Cyprus. They're buying up everything because they got all the money. Well, they get all the money from America. Anyways, they put it through my tongue. And like they can attach sharp objects to this shit. So these sharp objects are going to start cutting into my body, into my tongue, into my skull, into my neck, into my feet, into my armpits, my belly button, my dick, and my ass. It's a horrible way to go. I'm literally being tortured, and from what I can fucking feel, this is one of the worst cases of human torture in Canadian history. Because they've been doing this to me for so long, and it may seem like I'm fine, but I'm not. I snap, I scream and yell all the time in this fucking place, lipping them off, mocking them, telling them to hoop their fucking foreheads because they're violating everybody's charter. So I want to use my coming homicide, my coming death, to get the CIA kicked out of here, to get the American military kicked the fuck out of here, because they're killing Canadians. Not only are they killing Canadians, but they're torturing them too, and getting away with it, because they have invisible technology, and they have this ultra lightweight stuff that they can stick in your body, and you wouldn't even know it. They do it while you sleep. They stick this shit in your body while you sleep so you don't fucking feel it. They've been torturing me with this shit since the day I moved into this building because they own this fucking building. My landlord has been torturing me. And everybody thinks it's a mental health issue. When I've continuously and consistently remind them that it's not a mental health issue. This isn't a mental health issue. It's a military psyops. I have the goddamn military fucking my life rate up, torturing me to death. And they're not even going to be able to get charged for it because they're legally exempt from Canadian law. Why the fuck did Trudeau allow this? What did they think when they said, oh, American law enforcement won't hurt anybody, they're not going to kill anybody, oh, we don't need to worry, they're not going to kill anybody? My fucking ass. They're torturing people. I've been getting tortured for years. 6 fucking years now. Going on 6 years. This all started in 2020. Not too long after I got here in Toronto. Because police set me up with a mafia, which is a COINTELPRO. As soon as I got into the hotel program. Everybody in the mafia is employed by the federal fucking government. Every single one. Employed by the Mossad. who are operating here, I need to kick them out too. I hope I can use my death to kick them out of Canada too. Because they're running all the organized criminal organizations, and the police aren't doing a goddamn fucking thing about it because they work with them. They cover their crimes up. Just like they're covering me up and everything happening to me. They're covering it up. They know it's not a mental health issue, but they conveniently get to say it's a mental health issue so they don't have to do anything. And just leave me to my fate in the hands of the mafia and the military. Oh, and the police too. Because they're watching. They know exactly what's going on. They've been watching everything I'm doing. They're watching everything I'm doing in my unit, in my apartment, on my phone, everything. So this is how they do it, and this is how they're getting away with it. Everything I've been trying to explain for the last 6 fucking years. This is how they get away with it. They're running military operations on people. The Canadian Armed Forces is targeting its own citizens. They're sticking technology that's so lightweight and invisible, people don't even know that they're connected, making them transhuman without their knowledge and without their consent, which is what they're planning on doing to everybody on this planet, so it can be easier for them to kill people and get away with it, so they can genocide this entire fucking planet and make the worlds for whites and Jews only. That's what Israel wants. Israel wants the world for itself, and it's going to kill everybody else to get there. That they demonstrated that by what they've been doing for the last fucking since their existence, since they were created as a country. As if they're following some sort of prophecy, like they know the world's going to end soon. That total societal collapse is upon us. And nobody's prepared for it, except for the billionaires and the government, which does not give a fuck about its own citizens, killing its own citizens. There's a pogrom. The Targeted Individual Program is a pogrom. They are killing targeted individuals. That's absurd. There's a secret government kill program run by the CIA and the Mossad on behalf of the Canadian federal government. And this is why if you're going to get into politics, you can't get into politics until you get approved by the mafia. Because they've taken over our politics. And these Jews, actually more specifically, have taken over politics. And I can see why they keep the NDP party as shitty as it is. It's because the Jews are doing it. Fuck you. Fuck you all. Fuck Israel. I hope you burn in hell. Fuck the police for never doing their jobs and being complicit in working with the mafia and the military and disappearing people. They tried to disappear me. So they've done this before. They're disappearing people. Like, there's this Jeremy White guy, I believe his name is. He's been missing since, like, I first got here. Shortly after I got here, actually. They probably got him, too. They're putting bodies in the landfill. They tried to stuff me in a dump truck. So there's probably a lot of bodies in that landfill here in Toronto. We just searched those landfills out west. We got our children back. We got our fucking siblings back. We got our sisters back. You're capable of finding bodies. They just don't want to. They don't want you to. The Conservatives in Manitoba tried to squash it. They made it a political issue, which I don't know why they would do that, because they shot themselves in the face. And elected Wab Kinew, the first fucking Aboriginal Premier of Manitoba, I believe. Or maybe the second. Either way, there's not too many native fucking premiers that ever come about. Unless it's in the territories. And even that, the Yukon is controlled by white people. Nunavut is the only territory that seems to be self-governing, and which is something they've always told the British Crown. I know this because of oral tradition. It gets passed down by generation by the mothers, right? So I know from the start we've always told the British fucking Crown, you can work with us. This is Nunavut, which means our land. It's our land. It's Nunavut land. It's Inuit land. And everybody's welcome. The Arctic isn't discriminatory. It's harsh on everybody. And everything, too. Every living thing. Fuck. It's amazing that life can thrive as much as it does. Like, it's pretty amazing. But we've told the British Crown since the day they told us to take off our fucking hoods, man. This isn't your shit. This is our shit. And they have one of the best out of all Aboriginal groups, and we're not even Aboriginal. We're more closely related to the Japanese than we are to Aboriginals in Canada. But we have the best relationship with the Crown out of all the native groups in Canada. It's a pretty good relationship that we have, and it's because we've accepted their technology. They made us kill all our fucking dog sleds, all our dogs. They made us kill all our dogs and gave us snowmobiles and ATVs instead, and made us reliant on gasoline, which is probably one of the most number one pollutant in the Arctic, is probably gasoline. That's my guess. And this is all by thinking, because all I can do is think now. My perpetrators, since they tried to kill me, have really jolted my mind into really reconsider what I'm doing with my life and how I think. And I was really blind and lost for most of my life. It's up my nose. It's in my sinus cavities, and it stretches. Every time I'm doing this, I feel tension, and it stretches and stretches and stretches and stretches. But I go to grab it again, and it's the exact same thing, and it stretches some more. I can't pull this shit out. But this is what I'm dealing with, and I know I'm being shadow banned by the fucking YouTube. No one's getting this information. Except for my perpetrators, except for the CIA. Fuck you, CIA. Fuck you, police. Fuck you, mafia. Unfucking believable. I can't believe they all work together. And that's why we have the Highway of Tears in BC. They were killing fucking young women in BC for a very long time. The police covered it all up. They knew exactly who was doing all the killing. They weren't saying anything because they weren't. That's their overlords. That's their paymaster. That's above their pay grade or whatever. Like, we don't have any good cops at all. ACAB. Every single fucking cop is a bastard. They don't do what you think they do. They don't go after bad guys. They don't do that. They work with the bad guys. And this is why you're not seeing anybody, unless you're in Manitoba, anybody in organized crime getting charged with anything. You just don't see it. You don't see police going after the mafia. You don't see any mafia busts. You don't see any biker busts. You don't see anything like that in the papers. I haven't seen it. Mind you, I've moved away from mainstream media into independent media because all the lies that the government's telling, and that's it. That's all it is. The government is the mafia. The government is acting as a mafia. And we're all sleepwalking into oblivion here, led by these fucking Jews, and I fucking hate that so much. I hate that they have this shit around my neck. I hate that they're gonna cut off my fucking head. I fucking hate it. And not only that, but they put something in my neck and told me it was fucking C4. So they put explosives in my neck. And the police are covering it up. That's unbelievable. They're not doing their fucking jobs. Because they work with these fucks. I can't believe this. It's fucking blowing my mind. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. What the fuck do we need a police service for? We don't need the police. We really don't. We don't need them. They don't do their jobs. They're corrupted. This is why they keep drugs illegal too, because it fucks with their bottom line. And some of the biggest drug dealers are probably police officers. People working for the government. Like the Sackler family. The British were the first drug dealers anyways. They're still selling fucking heroin. And this building is a fucking access point. It's a distribution point. Because police don't do their job. Unfucking believable. So how do you live with yourself? No wonder they blow their fucking heads off all the time. No wonder suicide's an epidemic amongst these people serving for their country, I guess you can say. But it's not. It's the British Crown. And I have to remind everybody that this isn't Crown land. This land does not belong to the British Crown. It simply doesn't belong to the British Crown. It never did belong to the British Crown. We're still waiting for our land back. It may take another 1,000 years, but that British Crown, we'll eventually divorce ourselves from that British Crown, especially once they realize that they are doing people as dirty as they're doing me. Because they did me real fucking dirty. I've been stripped of my charter. My human rights are a joke. They get to hurt me every single fucking day because I have nowhere else to go. What am I supposed to do? This is my home. Fuck these clowns.